have one other speaker, Chris Brown. Is he here? There you go. Come back and address the committee.
Good morning, committee. As the previous speaker spoke, there are some issues that we do have with this bill. Very more specifically that we're talking about packaging and the attractiveness to kids. The packaging, in terms of CBD, did we know that CBD actually reverses the effect of THC? So if a person has a psychotic episode, they can actually use CBD to reverse the psychotic effects of it. So are we really talking about CBD, or are we talking about the language of low THC or the THC program? We do have some concerns about some of the language that's also been inclusive in the low THC program, as we talk about line 149 and 159, as it talks about the limits of 1,000 feet from any educational institution, public or private. That language is also inclusive of the low THC program. And so, as the previous speaker spoke about, that these institutions have been in place prior to the establishment of the program here in Georgia, and it's been a dispensary of more than just CBD. We have holistic petitioners that also petition in our communities for faith-based and religious purposes that also operate dispensaries of selling medicinal herbs. And so we have not taken that into consideration, not only in the low THC program, but neither in the CBD or in this legislation. The restriction on advertisement, I do agree that it can become attractive for kids to consume these products, as many other attractive designs and bags and packaging. But as testimony gave from other members in this building, they could identify what was in the packaging by the label of its contents, which talked about the 3,000 milligrams and the various other dosing amounts that was in the packaging. So I think there's a greater need for education. In 2019, I wrote a letter to the Senate addressing these concerns about this green leafy substance that both look like the same. They smell the same because they contain terpenes. When you burn them, they smell the same. They could smell the same as well. So being able to identify these products in this legislation does not address a number of things that we have concerning low THC and CBD. We can have a comprehensive program where we do more research and development as identified in the 2018 Farm Bill, and Georgia actually being a leader in this space by identifying revenue opportunities as well as expanding medicinal values, and as well as infuse education opportunities by increasing enrollment in our educational institutions as other institutions have done across the country. So as we go through this bill, again, there's some concerns that does align with low THC oil. I do think that there are some conditions that for low THC, hemp is low THC by definition. You know what I mean? Because it has a restriction federally that federally prohibits it from going over 0.3%. Are we really talking about the kids? I think we used the kids in the beginning to get the low THC program into play. So I don't want us to misuse or mischaracterize what's going on in Georgia with our program, but we have an innovative opportunity to involve the community and these stakeholders who have not been a part of the process. We have not identified the impact in which these bills would impact not only business owners, but the consumers. So I think that as we work with the Agriculture Department, there's a grand opportunity as we look at this legislation. I just want to yield and say thank you for just even considering these bills and addressing some of the issues. But the biggest piece is education and partnering with our communities and investments in programs. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for those comments. Those are all the speakers from the audience that signed up to speak to the bill. I just want to say again, I really appreciate the Commissioner's personal involvement with these bills coming and his attention and his department.